sabe carnaval del barrio. ¡Epa! Carnaval.
Hey everyone, welcome to Geekettes Chat. I am Shirley.
Hey Christy, what's good?
And we wanted to show our banderos. Why not? What you said when we were called? What? Guatemala.
Oh, okay, Guatariqueña.
Guatariqueño.
Guatemala, Puerto Rico.
And New Rican. Yeah. I love it. So hey, we are back. This is Geekettes Chat. Yes, it's been a long time. We had family, personal issues going on right now. If our family member has an illness, a severe illness, so Geekettes Chat has to go be put in the back burner, sadly. Important issues came up. So we are trying to get back into the flow of it, of reviewing books and movies. So we are here to review In the Heights.
Oh yeah.
It came out on HBO Max. It came out in the movie theaters. We actually went to see it in the movie theaters with our dad. And it's been like, what, almost 2 years not being in the movie theaters, I think?
It's been
So it was really weird. It was like a ghost town. It was like, it was weird. So, yes, Chrissy, who is it directed by?
Oh, director is John M. Chu.
Yes, directed by John M. Chu. And it is created, and the music is created also by
Lin-Manuel, Miranda, and the story, the script is Quiara, Alagría, Hudes.
Yes, you know Lin-Manuel Miranda. Of course, he did Hamilton, which was very popular, and the first one he did was In the Heights, because he grew up in the Heights, Washington Heights, if you don't know what it is, of course. Oh, if you're not from New York. Yeah, but, yes, the plot is basically, is following Usnavi, I think that's his name. I'm always getting his name wrong.
Usnavi.
But yes, Usnavi, and he owns like the bodega around the corner, and it's about basically growing up in the neighborhood of Washington Heights and people just living day by day and trying to survive. You said it best. You gave it like
well,
3 words or something like that.
Some of the themes that you can see in this film is assimilation. You know, just coming over from Cuba or Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic.
Caribbean islands.
The Caribbean islands.
Or Latin America. As well.
And then there's also immigration and gentrification. So this is some of the running themes in the film throughout.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Christy said it perfectly. And we're going to be also talking about the Afro-Latinx lack of representation, as well as colorism in the Latinx community, as well as the queer representation and how it's like kind of in the background. It's there, but it's kind of in the background. And how these big studios want a pat in the back for things that they don't really show or work hard on. They just want your dinero. So, let's get into it. So that was the plot. You know, it's just about growing up in Washington Heights, trying to survive, gentrification, all of that. You know, just trying to show, what was the lady who said, the abuela? She said, like, showing your dignity in little small ways. I thought that was a really nice line. Yeah. That was a great line.
That was a great line, the way she said it too.
So let's get into it. What did you like about full disclosure, I don't like musicals. I'm not a big fan of musicals. I mean, I like musicals, but like that's not my genre, so you know, Chrissy, you could go into it. I just wanted to say that.
Well, I just need to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of musicals, but
movie
musicals, because I don't really go to Broadway too much.
Nah, this is fun.
So, as a musical, I have to give it 2 thumbs up as far as choreography, music, and the acting. I thought was done really well. The direction by John M. Chu was really good, especially certain scenes with Usnavi and the abuela. They were so captivating and moving. And my favorite characters were the abuela. I do like Usnavi, and not because he has freckles, because I have freckles, but because I'm like, oh yeah, here's a lead actor with freckles. You don't see that every day. Anyways, Nina and Benny were probably the most charming characters in the film.
So cute.
I have to say,
I love that
I'm going to say that. And then I'll go into the song and dance a little bit more in detail, but I got to give a shout out to the choreographer, Christopher Scott. I think the dancing sequences were off the chain.
They were the best.
Off
the dancing
chain.
sequence.
And
oh
the music
my God.
too. Like when I
Music was
I never went to see the theatrical musical performance on Broadway or in like off Broadway, but I did try to hear the album on YouTube and it didn't catch me. But watching it with the visuals, I have to say that it was good, entertaining, and I do have a couple of songs that were good, but I want to go into that a little later. But
yeah,
as far as we're talking about what we like, so I'll let you get into that.
Oh yeah, like I said, I liked the Nina and Benny storyline. They were really cute. I like just the feeling of Washington Heights, of just like a neighborhood, even though it still kind of felt like kind of Hollywoodish of Washington Heights. I still, like the streets and stuff. No offense, but I like the part. I love the beginning song. The Carnaval song as well, but I really love the beginning part because it shows real people just going day to day to work,
Right.
and that's just how it is, yeah, like I said, again, musicals are not my thing, but I really like this. I liked it. It was good. The singing was really damn good. The acting was good. Yeah, let's get into like the.
Hold on, before you move on, I just
Okay.
want to also mention that what I really loved about the story was having the bodega as a central staple
Yes.
of the community, which is so true.
Because it's true.
So if you live in a city and you have a bodega on your corner and you go in there,
Yes.
it's like family. You walk in there and you can have a whole conversation about everything in the community, about family, and it's like you feel like you're a part of the bodega, like it's your home, like your second home. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've never been in a bodega, definitely step in and say hello to the owners. And once you say
Yeah.
hello and show them some love,
And the cat.
it's over.
The
They're going to show you so much love.
Love
And
it.
so I think for me, that totally made the movie.
And it's kind of sad
as
that
far as like just having that, showing that part. And because sometimes you never see that in films. And so
Right.
that was important.
Yeah, it was sad because it's like gentrification kind of like, pushes those bodegas out and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
Gucci fritos, like you don't see them a lot anymore.
Yeah.
Except, if you go to like Harlem or Spanish Harlem, something like that. So, yes, let's talk about the queer relationship of Carla and Daniela. I liked them. They were cool. I love the fact that there was a lesbian or a queer relationship in there. But it was so like, the only reason why I knew that they were in a relationship was because I read an interview and an article. Because in the beginning you see them in bed, but you think that could be her mom. And that's the daughter because, let's be honest, when you poor or low income, let's say low income, you share in the same bed sometimes because you in a cramped apartment. We know that. So it's like, okay, we think they're family members or cousins or something like that. I didn't know. I only knew their relationship because, like I said, the article and the interview. So I wish their relationship was more out, like just in the forefront a little bit. I know they were supporting characters, but even if they're supporting characters, you could still show. I don't even think they kiss. They don't have to kiss, but I don't know, just something that said, hey, they're in a relationship, and it's like they're like, because all the other relationships that are like cis or straight were in the forefront.
Yeah. They really
So that
were.
would have been really cool if Carla and Daniela's relationship was more in the forefront. But I really liked them. They were really cool. Let's talk about the Afro-Latinx, the lack of representation. That is a big discussion that's going on around the film. Of course, because it's a very important discussion. There is anti-blackness in the Latinx community, just like sadly it is in a lot of communities like the Asian communities and all that stuff. It's big. It's rampant. There's colorism as well, and it's sad because they were talking about, because that's the thing about Washington Heights, is there's a lot of Afro-Latinx and black communities, and you don't really see that. You see, again, like I said, even though I kind of liked it, you still, the atmosphere of it, you could still notice, and I was noticing that, I was telling Chrissy this, that it's not authentic. Like, it's very Hollywood, and of course it's light-skinned Latinx people like us in the forefront. There's no Afro-Latinx people. There wasn't a lot of black people as well, or black, there wasn't a lot of that community out there in the film. So it was really sad, because it's about Washington Heights, and it should be there. And that's the thing that always happens in Hollywood, and they were talking about how, like, the director was talking in his interview, which was an awkward interview that we saw, that
we'll link it down below too.
That he was saying that, oh yeah, there was a lot of Afro-Latinx actors or actresses, who auditioned, but then you see the film and you're like, well, they didn't get any really of the parts, or they didn't get many parts, you know what I mean?
And so I want to comment on that, is that I think that's just a long-running thing for Hollywood.
It is long.
This actual
Hollywood.
Stereotype, whitewashing, always wanting a white passing actor. And so I think that's, it's a shame, because there has been a narrative or a push for more representation for Afro-Latinx, queer representation in films and stuff. So it's like, it's really sad, because Lin-Manuel probably knows this dialogue that's happening out there, this conversation. And so for this to happen, one of the actresses in the interview said that, a lot of Afro-Latinx actors were auditioning, but they just picked the people that they felt were right for the role. Now, that goes back to feeding into Hollywood's long history of lack of representation. So, if you're in the industry and you're constantly seeing white people and white passing people on the screen as leads or even supporting actors, you're going to feed into that when you're kind of building a story. So is that something that I have no idea how to explain it, but it's like being triggered where, okay, now you see this person auditioning, and they fit the role. Well, of course, because you've seen 100 million stories where the same person was in the lead before in another film that looked like this person, right? So it's like systematic thing of like auditioning and what they see or who they see fitting these roles. It's because there's a long history of it. Take a chance, take a risk. You never know.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, so it was the actress that said that? Or okay, sorry about that. So it was the actress that said that. And yeah, somebody said in the interview, I don't know who it was, said that, they're in the background dancing, the Afro-Latinx.
The director said that.
Oh, the director said that.
I believe the director said that.
I'm sorry. So that's another whoa, don't no. It's just sad. And Hollywood, again, it's always like, oh yeah, we're for diversity, but how much is that diversity actually truly representing so many people? But not only that, but actually doing it in an authentic way and in a meaningful way. Is it just diversity so they could get your money? Because they were like, look at this, we have an Asian director, or we have a whole Latinx cast, give us your money. And it's like, but is it like actually meaningful, or like there's like actual real thought and research into it? And that's where the big studios have to do that work. But of course they don't want to.
It's all
probably
about
not.
profit.
I don't know. It's all about profit and making money. So that's another discussion altogether. Because you want to be seen. Everybody wants to be seen. They want to be represented. Because you really connect. So yeah, that's.
But not to say the only so for as far as the main cast and supporting role, the only character that was, from my understanding, is Afro-Latina is Nina's character.
Yeah, and
she has a lead role.
And Benny is played by a black actor. I think his name is Corey Hawkins.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our review of In the Heights.
I still have some comments on it.
Okay, yeah, you can go.
But I do want to end with the fact that this story, although it did not look authentic as far as the neighborhood, as far as, I don't know. I think they were going for a more artistic musical feel for this film.
I did like... Okay.
I think Alice Booker is the cinematographer, and I also want to shout out the post-production team. Because although it did not look authentic to a street life type thing, I felt like I'm art history I was an art history major. I love art. I love color. The the post-production work as far as bringing color into the film and each scene, I thought was done brilliantly. I love the cinematography that Alice Brooks did. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing her name wrong. Brooks did for the film. I felt like it really drew you into the scene as far as not only with the certain shots, but when they were singing and dancing and how the camera just moved into each area. But it was great. I thought that as far as an artistic way of shooting a film, it was done brilliantly for a musical, especially the opening song In the Heights. The way they did it was awesome. It just really welcomes you in. I'm going to put down 8 minutes of the film. I'll link it below just in case if you haven't seen the film. I do want to also say that my favorite songs were 96,000 at the pool. The pool scene was dope. I was like, what? They did a pool scene? What? And it was actually shot in Washington Heights. A lot of scenes were shot in Washington Heights.
Oh, that's a pool in Washington Heights? That pool was huge.
That pool was huge. I'm like, damn.
That's a
So that was a fun scene. There's a lot of good fun scenes. The Carnaval de Barrio is my favorite. They're talking about community, not having power, but having power, and then also showing the diverse groups in the community and showing their flags. We saw the Guatemala flag hanging. It was so dope. Anyways, so there's a lot of heartwarming moments in the film, especially because I think it's the big center of it is family. You know, coming to a neighborhood and finding a family, like a found family. And I think that was what that Wella story was, the fact that she found all these community members and became family members with them. And like I said, Nina and Benny's character story, when they do that scene and that story, it's like a modern dance on the rooftop.
Oh, and
I felt so moved.
Cute.
I was like, this is amazing. I love this scene. Because normally I don't like scenes like that in musicals, but it was perfect. It took you into the moment. It was loving. It was charming. And the last thing I want to mention is that a lot of, as far as activists, especially Puerto Rican activists, have decided not to see this film. And I understand why. Because of Lin-Manuel's politics and policies around Puerto Rico. And I would get into that right now, but it might just, it's a whole nother conversation. So
and what's the law again?
Him and his dad supports Promesa, which is a fiscal oversight of Puerto Rico, which has made poor decisions for Puerto Rico, closing down it's only a member of 7 members that were selected by the U.S. And they have closed down 200 schools in Puerto Rico. They have done so many things that kind of harmed the community. The communities that live in Puerto Rico. So that's the politics around Lin-Manuel, and why a lot of people, a lot of Latino, Latinx, and Puerto Ricans have decided not to support this film. And I completely understand that. I've chosen to support the film because I do have my feelings with regards to Lin-Manuel, and we had doubts about seeing this film, but at the end I chose to support it because fortunately Hollywood will only, if this film is not supported, then they take that as in, oh, we can't make films like this anymore because nobody's seeing them. That's what sucks about Hollywood. Right? So that was my reasoning why I supported this film. But whatever your reasoning is, it's valid. Cool. If you want to enjoy it, that's cool. If you want to stand against what Lin-Manuel is doing in Puerto Rico and his family, that's cool. That's right. Totally understand that.
I went because of my dad.
Yeah. I know. We eventually decided because Dad.
I did want to see, Washington Heights.
But thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, ring that bell.
Yeah.
We're gonna have more
Join
videos.
us. We're gonna be talking more about film.
Yes. Arilyn. We're gonna have a talk and discussion with Arilyn Martínez, who is the co-founder of Latino Film Market. My bad. Latino Film Market, go on their website, which is latinofilmmarket.org, so you could get tickets. The film festival is from July 26th to August 1st. Support international films around the world. Yes, and that is the festival, and she's a co-founder of Latino Film Market. Go get your tickets now. Support. She's amazing. And we're going to have the discussion on In the Heights Facebook Tuesday, June 22nd, I think, at 7 p.m. So So that's exciting. And yeah, we'll give you more information. So
Thank you for watching. We send everybody lots of love.
Lots of love. And thanks for watching. Peace out.
Peace out.